Hey all, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I want to welcome you. This is the Dr. Shabazz Show, and on this show, we talk about feminism, how feminism has destroyed society, as well as relationships, families, and home, and then we also talk about hot topics. And so today, I want to talk about smiling. And the reason why I want to do this story is because I have a personal trainer, and he is married, and he always likes to give, us girls, his women, female clients, advice about dating. And so one of the things he was telling one of my gym buddies is that she needed to smile more. And she got so offended by that. And he was like, now again, my trainer is older and he recently got married, but he said that one of the things that he's noticed that a lot of black women do not smile. And he told her that she needs to do that. And I couldn't believe how offended she was. And he was trying to tell her that men barely approach women anyway. But at least if you're smiling, that kind of opens the door. So, anyway, so that's one of the reasons why I really wanted to do this video. And so I'm going to show you a video of Kevin Samuel who talks about this. And this video is almost 4 years old. And it's kind of sad because it's still going on now. And so that's the first part. And then I also want to do a flip where there's this comedian named Corey Holcomb, and he talks about why some women do not smile. And so I want to talk about both, but let me show you this video, and I do have a little bit of commentary throughout the video, and then I'm gonna come back and show you the Corey Holcomb video. But before we get started, please like this video and subscribe to my channel.
And in my own perspective, when I've been told that I'm unapproachable because I come off that way, when sometimes it's just me just having a stale face. And I think that maybe sometimes it's not that
okay,
women
you gonna make this whole conversation about you?
Yes.
We can't do that because you can.
And so I want to stop here because I notice whenever I have a conversation with a lot of women, they always throw themselves into it. It's just something that is, I don't know why, or do we not teach how to have argumentative conversations or how to analyze? But every time you say, well, this is what statistics say about black men, there's a woman who will say, well, that's not my experience. And this is, and I'm like, it's so annoying.
Justify everything you do.
I can't.
Yeah, but guess what? It ain't about just you. But let's take the point you made, since though that's how y'all want to do, make it all about you. If somebody told you to smile and you said you were what, offended?
Yeah.
Why? Why?
Because it's like, why is it such a demand for women to, well, especially for black women, to just always look a certain way? Like, why can't we just naturally be whatever we feel?
You got so I want to get this clear. Someone just says, "Hey, smile," and it's offensive to you?
I mean, for the most part, it just comes across as like demanding. And I'm not saying
Demanding.
that I feel, yes.
Huh.
Like, what if I don't feel like smiling? What if I'm in deep thought? What if I'm listening to something that's
This is where we're at. This is where we're at. We have civilized the world and done such a good job in first world countries to where women, in this case black women, are offended just to be asked to smile. It's offensive.
It doesn't come off as a question of asking or requesting. It's almost a demand. Smile, beautiful. It's like, can I just relax?
Can you relax? And what's your relaxed face look like? Rest and bitch face?
Not necessarily, but sometimes it's just relaxed.
Well, how about this? How about if no one said a damn thing to you? What if every man just left you the fuck alone? Excuse my French. What if every man just left you alone? What if no black man said anything to you? Just ignored you? Would that be better?
I'd be really sad, honestly.
Oh, So you want us to engage you the way you want to be engaged, but you don't want to engage us the way we like to be engaged. Makes a whole lot of sense.
So men want you to. Men want you to. Did he slap me?
Yes, I slapped you. You want another one? Because
I
only
love you, Kevin.
black women are the only group of women I've ever heard that get offended when someone says smile. You know, I heard a black woman who's a femininity influencer who was talking to black women who said they want to be more feminine, who said they want to get husbands. And this black woman on her Facebook page just went and asked her black clients, her black followers, hey, just smile at every black man you see today. And they tore that woman apart for months. Think about how low of a bar you're talking about. That man didn't ask you to go have sex with him, do any sexual favor, give him some money. He just said smile, and you find it offensive? Huh. Wow.
And you know, when you smile, I actually did a video about smiling because when you smile, other people smile. And it's almost like it's a door opening. It's not just for a romantic relationship, it is for any type of relationship because when you have a smile on your face, it's like it's telling people, come to me. I'm open. I am inviting you into my space. And so that's why so many men are just shocked that a woman gets offended when you say smile because that is what men are drawn to is your femininity and your pleasant attitude. But the majority of men, they want a woman who is inviting and kind and friendly.
Kevin, I
How
smile when I
ridiculous
feel
that
like
sounds.
smiling. I smile when I feel
That's why I
like
said then men should
I'm
just
in a
leave you
joyous
alone.
mood.
Then men should
Well, I
just.
have a man, and I smile at him regularly.
But that's not the point. We're not talking about your man. I said if black men were just to avoid you and leave you alone because they can't predict whether or not what they're going to ask you, which is not an offensive thing. Asking you to smile is nothing to be offended by.
And so I want to go back to the reason why a lot of men associate femininity with smiles. You know, it is a emotional warmth when a woman is smiling. And then also a lot of men are uncomfortable when they see a woman that does not have, you know, a happy face on them or if they're distressed, they want to help them. So they encourage them to smile to help ease discomfort. And then the other side of this is it is a perceived friendliness. When you're smiling, you most likely you're a friendly person and it opens the door for a man to, flirt with you. And then it's also a way to initiate a conversation, when you're flirty and you're smiling. Even if you're not, interested in that guy, it's just no harm in being friendly, because you never know who someone knows. And, in this day and age, connections are important romantically and professionally. So that's the part that I want to talk about, why even in 2025 we still have a lot of women that get offended when men ask them to smile or to tell them to smile. Because my gym, my trainer was just trying to help, and the way that some of the women attacked him, it was just shocking. And so now I want to kind of talk about why some women not necessarily get offended, but they are less likely to smile to a stranger. And so what I want to do is show you this video from Corey Holcomb, and he talks about why some women are afraid and shouldn't smile back at some men. Now, it's a little vulgar. I'm going to try to delete the cuss words, but I do want to share it.
I was watching the homegirl River TV. It was on our show one time, and she was talking about how a lot of people um, have taken notice to black women not speaking to black men in the grocery store. That was just one of the topics the sister said. Well, we could just say black women not speaking to black men as you speak to them in public. And I want to talk about this because I hate to narrow it to only black people. there are white people that don't speak, white women that don't speak to white men when they talk to them.
Right.
Uh, when you speak to somebody and they don't speak back, that's a blessing. You have to be confident to understand that. If you just say hello to somebody and they don't speak back, that is a blessing.
Yeah, you go.
You
"Oof."
learn a lot.
Yep, you like they were scary. I don't want that
But do
demon.
you think, Darlene, do you think if a man speaks to you, like let's say you going in the laundromat
Mm-hmm.
and it's a smoke shop right next to the laundromat.
Well,
And the men outside the smoke shop, when you get out your car, hey baby, how you doing? Are you obligated to say something to those men?
I don't think being obligated is the right way to put it, but you know me because you actually even make fun of me for that because whatever you say I'm either too nice or whatever. No, I just like to be kind. I mean, you can answer somebody. It doesn't have to be a whole thesis. It doesn't have to be a whole freaking conversation. I can actually just be nice. It's just a kind way of you can give people the brush off in a very kind way. I do it all the time.
This is the point I'm trying to make out of this when it comes to speaking to strangers.
No problem.
Everybody who's brought up in the city life.
No problem.
I can't always talk about what happens in Oregon, in the rural country area.
Howdy.
Right. I can't. I don't think I could talk about that. D, it's okay if you step away and go talk to him. It's okay. But what I'm saying is, when a man speaks to you as a woman, if you grew up in the city life, when a man speaks to you, there's reason for alarm. I hate to say that, but if you from the city, these major hubs, Chicago, LA, New York, all that, if a man speaks to you, there is reason for alarm because most men who are trying to speak to you, listen to this, are raised. So if they was brought up by, do they know how to act?
Hell no.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They take rejection personally. You could say it just like Darlene said. Oh, well, I got somebody raised. Men who are raised, the first thing they do is say, if you got a man, where you at?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
When a man speak to you like that, this is starting to be more alarming.
So that is a video that I wanted to show, and I did have to do some editing, but I'm going to put the entire show in the description box so you can watch it. But that is what I wanted to talk about, the other side. So, yes, women do not smile at men like they used to. And I do think a lot of it has to do with, femininity being lost, especially in our community. But like he said, it goes both ways, where some women just don't speak to men at all because we do have a lot of men being raised by women and they cannot take rejection. And so that goes all the way back to, like I said, we have had a breakdown in homes. We only have typically a mom raising the children instead of both. Now, we can point the finger at both men and women, but I'm not going to because that's not what this video is about. But what I do want to talk about is the reason why some women are not smiling or not even engaging with black men because there are some of them who are afraid. Now, with that being said, we do have a lot of women who just refuse to, have that femininity part show publicly because they just don't think it's necessary. But if you talk to men, they will tell you that that's the first thing that they're attracted to when they're out and about is the way that a woman smiles because when a woman smiles, it makes them want to approach them. And so then there's the other side where some women are saying that they're afraid to do that because of, they don't want to lead the man on, and then they're afraid that they may get, upset or violent. So it it goes both ways, but I do think it's important that we talk about both, you know. And so that's my video today. I would love to keep the conversation going. Please drop your comment. uh, until next time, this is Dasha Shabbat. See you later. Bye.